Welcome to MWH tutorial where accounting, economics and finance are made simple. Still on our series of solving past questions from WAEC. Here is 2026, this recent WAEC. Earlier on we solved question 1 to 5. Today we are going to continue with question 6. Remember, we don't just show the solution, but we show why the solution remain the way it is. I will also show why the other options are wrong. Let's continue. Acquisition of fixed asset for office use on credit is recorded in the A. Journal profile, B. Purchases journal, C. Cash book, D. Return outward book. So, purchases of fixed asset for office use. Where are we supposed to record it? Here. Return outward, let's start with the D. The return outward can never be the answer because return outwards we use to return the journal we use to return the goods purchased. And C, cash book is a book we use to record cash transaction, a transaction that happens cash. And this one is a credit transaction. So therefore this can never be, C can also never be the answer. Then B, purchases journal. Purchases journal is used to record purchase of goods bought on credit. Yes, the asset has been bought on credit, but in purchases journal we record only goods that are meant for resale. So therefore the purchases journal will never be the answer. Our answer is journal proper. Journal proper. Let's continue with question 7. Use the following information to answer questions 7 to 9. Stock 1st January 2020 160,000. Stock 31st December, this will be the closing stock, 2020 240,000. Return inwards 160,000. Sales 362,000. Return outwards 24,000. Gross profit 64,000. Then we are asked to prepare the following. To know the following, to answer the following, the purchase is A. 386,000 lei. B. 378,000 lei. C. 362,000 lei. D. 338,000 lei. This lei, this LE you are seeing, is Sierra Leone currency. It's lei. It's pronounced as lei. So that's why I'm saying lei. It's not Nigerian currency this time around we are looking at. So let's try to determine our purchase here in order to answer the question. Let's say step 1. Let's call it step 1. You have to find your sales, net sales. Remember the sales has been given in the question. 362,000 lei minus return inwards. Return inwards 16,000 lei. The answer will be our net sale. 362 minus 16,000. We have 346. Our net sale is 346,000 lei. After you've gotten your net sale, then you try to determine your cost of goods sold. Let's call it step 2. Step 2. This is net sale. Net sale. Then step 2, cost of goods sold. Let's say cost of goods sold. Remember, initially if you are trying to determine your gross profits is equal to net sale less cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. This is how you determine your gross profit. Gross profit equal to net sales minus cost of goods sold. Now we are trying to find the cost of goods sold. So therefore we make the cost of goods sold the subject. So therefore now let's bring it here. Cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. Now we make it the subject. Then the sales remain on the side. Then sales less gross profit. Now we are going to minus gross profit. Less gross profit. We have gotten, this is the formula we are going to use to determine our cost of goods sold. So now let's say our sale, we are trying to determine this. Our sale is equal to 346,000 lei less gross profit. Gross profit is given in the question 64,000. 64,000. Our cost of goods sold will be 282,000 lei. 282,000 lei. This is our cost of goods sold. The next thing, remember you are still trying to determine the purchase. I'm trying to take you step by step for better understanding, not just memorize the answer, understand the process, why the answer is right and why the other options are wrong. So let's call it step 3. Call it step 3. Try to determine your cost of goods available for sale. Cost of goods available for sale. Cost of goods available for sale. Cost of goods available for sale, remember, is cost of goods sold plus closing stock will be our cost of goods available for sale. Remember, initially, if you could remember the structure of trading profit trading accounts, when we determine our cost of goods available for sale, once we less closing stock, then we are going to determine our cost of goods sold. Therefore, when you less your closing stock, you have to determine cost of goods sold. So that's this cost of goods sold. Once you put the closing stock back, it will be cost of goods available for sale. So therefore, now let's put our closing stock back in order to determine our cost of goods available for sale. Our cost of goods sold is 282,000 lei. Then you put back your closing stock in order to determine your cost of goods available for sale. Then plus closing stock. Closing stock is given in the question as 240,000. 240,000. 240,000. Our answer should be 522,000 lei. This 522,000 lei is our cost of goods available for sale. Okay, now is another thing. We are still heading to another step. Remember, we are still trying to determine the purchase. What's made of the cost of goods available for sale? The first thing that you're supposed to ask yourself, two things are the things that made up the cost of goods available for sale. That is opening stock. That is the stock you had last year. You are bringing it down to this year. That is your opening stock and your purchases. This net purchases. This is what makes the cost of goods available for sale. That is to say, this amount is a combination of opening stock and the purchase. That is, this is combination of opening stock and the purchase. Now, we are trying to determine purchase. Since we are trying to determine our purchase, we are going to less opening stock in order to determine our purchase. Then we are going to less opening stock from this amount of 522,000 left. We are going to minus our opening stock in order to determine our purchase. So that we are going to say 522,000 lei minus our opening stock. Our opening stock is given in the question as 160,000. So 160,000. 522 minus 160,000. Therefore, our purchase, that is net purchase, should be 362,000 lei. This is the net purchase. But the question asks us to bring out the purchase, not the net purchase. So therefore, we are going to determine our purchase instead of net purchase, because the question asks us to determine our net purchase. Had this been the question says we should determine net purchase, this should be our answer. But the question says purchase, so therefore our answer should be determined. We are yet to determine our answer. So what differentiates purchase and net purchase? When you deduct return outwards, that is the goods you purchase and later you found some defaults from the goods, when you return them back to the supplier, the amount you get after less those amount you return is what we call net purchase. So let's do it now. The return outward has been deducted already. We have to put it back in order to determine our purchase instead of net purchase. So that's what we are going to do. This is our purchase, 362,000 lei. Then you bring back your return outward. Then you add your return outward. Return outward is 24,000. 24,000 lei. 24,000 plus 362. The total you have 386. 386,000 lei. So I think this our answer. You can see it tallies with option number 1. That is to say our answer is 1. It's A. Our answer is A. You can see 386. We have gotten our purchases. Now let's move to question 8. The cost of goods available for sale is A. 546,000 lei. B. 538,000 lei. C. 522,000 lei. D. 514,000 lei. Remember, we determine cost of goods available for sale is equivalent to opening stock plus net purchase. Don't forget, this is net purchase. So let's try to determine it. Opening stock is 160,000 plus net purchases. Remember, our net purchases is 362,000. 362,000 left. The total you are going to have 522,000 left. This is our cost of goods available for sale. And remember, this is our answer. Therefore, our answer here is C. Then the next thing is question 9. The cost of goods sold. Remember, cost of goods sold is equals to cost of goods available for sale less closing stock. Where is our closing stock? Only from here you can even just say less closing stock minus 240,000. 200, and when you minus this, when you less closing stock, you are going to have 282,000. This should be your cost of goods sold. So therefore, this is our answer. Cost of goods sold is 282,000. Okay, number 10. Return of goods on credit is posted to A. Returns inwards journal. B. Returns outwards journal. C. General journal. D. Sales journal. So the answer will not be sales journal actually, because this journal is used to record transactions, sales transaction made on credit. Fresh and new sales transaction made on credit. So therefore, this is not the answer. And as for C, general journal will never be the answer, because we record only transaction that doesn't belong to those special journal. And B, return outwards journal will not be the answer also, because we used to record goods goods purchased on credit returns to supplier. So the answer should be return inwards journal. When we made a purchase on credit, we record it should be on the goods on credit is posted to return inwards journal. Therefore, the answer to this is A. So let's leave it here. Our next class, we are going to look at other questions. If you have enjoyed the class, kindly subscribe, share, follow, and comment. Thank you.